Hey guys, I'm your host, Chelsea Smith, and on this show, we talk about everything and anything. No rules, and we like to keep it raw. We also like to sample beverages. Don't mind if we do.
I'm gonna wanna get crazy. Be anything but behave like you do. Make you. Oh, don't mind if we do.
Welcome back to Don't Mind If We Do. I'm very excited for who's in Robin's chair today. It's just going to be every time who's filling Robin's chair. And today it is my friend Jo, who's also my lawyer. And it's fun to have lawyer friends and lawyers. Hi, Jo.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here.
I'll try to be at least partially as funny as Robin.
Well, she's pretty funny.
She's pretty funny.
She's loud. So I don't know
Okay.
if you can get a good loud laugh in there to make up for it. If not, it's okay.
Okay.
It's fine. But what you will make up for with not Robin being here is you're going to drink with me.
I'm definitely
She
going to
never
drink.
does. So.
Wow, okay.
But I got us gold solo cups. Have you
Nice.
ever seen these?
No.
No. It's the
It's
red
just the red
solo cup.
ones.
Like, thanks to Toby Keith, I could sing the song. I'm not going to. But I figured for us, gold solo cups. Okay.
Lovely.
This is what we're having today to sample. Ooh, BC Tree Fruits Cider. I've never heard of it.
I haven't either.
Okay.
Is it Broken Ladder?
It is.
I have heard of it.
You have?
It's good.
But there's a different Broken Ladder cider.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay.
I'm confused now.
I know, it's very confusing. Alcohol. It does it. It does it to people. So this is not crazy local, but it's from Kelowna. So close enough. 5.2%. Yeah.
Great.
Let's try it. Let's see.
Fantastic.
I'm going to fill the glass.
Yeah. Give me a Joe pour. There you go.
Joe pour.
Thank you.
Not a Joe whore. You
Definitely
said Joe
not.
pour?
No, a Joe
You said
pour.
pour. Okay, with a P. I heard something else.
Not for at least 20 years. Sorry.
Perfect. Okay, so the fun thing with Joe today is we have 2 alcohols to sample today. This is a first.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Cheers.
cheers, but you can't hear the gold cup, but we cheers.
It clunked
We
a little.
clinked. Okay. Oh, you smell it too. So
did.
Robin is in the room every time.
I try to be a little snobby.
God, you smell it like, oh, it's got a hint of foam. There's a hint of foam on top.
I try to do this with wine, but to be honest, I can't tell between a Chardonnay and a Pinot Gris. So
Excuse me while I'm taking out my Invisaligns that I forgot again. Super gross. You can't tell the difference between which two?
well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Let's say a Pinot Gris.
Did you say a red and a white?
No,
Okay,
I've got
2
that one
whites,
down.
okay.
But a Pinot Gris
Okay.
and a Chardonnay. No, maybe on a
Chardonnay's
good day.
drier.
Yeah.
Like it's tart. More
The
tart.
red ones I have trouble with. Them.
Oh, that is not tart or dry. That's
No,
very sweet.
That's quite sweet. Does it say it's dry?
It's like apple. No,
Okay.
it didn't.
Well, then it's not.
I just
negligent
assumed.
misrepresentation.
No, like, can we sue them?
Depends what your damages are. Let's see how the night
I'm
goes.
very disappointed that it's so sweet.
Yeah, I'm usually a dry cider girl myself.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
apple juice. Like, I
Yeah.
think my kid would like it, and he's 6.
Okay.
I
okay. I
won't.
wouldn't say
I
no to
won't.
this. A couple of these and I'll probably be
No,
enjoying it.
totally.
Well, not that I'm not enjoying it now.
I know, but I feel like we should have started with Hail Mary. It's a rosé cider.
Ooh, fancy.
Fall in love at first blush. A delicate blend of BC apples and ripe local berries. This is where marketing is very important.
I was just going to say, good
very
marketing.
different. It's very different between the
Okay.
BC fruit Broken Ladder.
Nice.
But we'll get through both. I don't doubt it.
The first 10 minutes, probably with me around.
Probably with me around. So I've met my match, which is good.
Okay.
Okay, good. One more sip of this juice. Yeah, it's
Not a
not
fan?
bad. It's good,
I'll drink it.
but it's juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe after a few.
So for people who don't like alcohol, I recommend this. It's smooth and it's juice and it's good. It's good. Refreshing.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get back to the important stuff. Or this is important.
This
too.
is pretty key.
That's pretty key. I agree. Okay, good. Whew. So nice to have you here. We have actually drank together another time. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes,
that you have
absolutely.
happy hour?
I think we invited you to our firm's
You
happy
did,
hour.
which
Yeah.
how amazing is that you guys have happy hour?
Yeah. Free
I won't
beer.
tell when or where because people might show up and it's only me that's allowed to
Only
show
invited
up.
guests and lawyers of the firm. Well, and staff of the firm, of course.
Right, of course, yeah. And relationship partners of the firm too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right. Okay, so that was super fun. It was like I haven't been in many law firms personally, But, yeah, that's good. Right? That's good.
Kelsey.
My life is pretty smooth, so I don't need to frequent them often. But I just love yours, and I love everyone in there.
Thanks.
And I have had the pleasure of meeting each one individually, luckily, because I get to do your photos, which is awesome. But each person, like, nobody's an asshole. Nobody is just, like, throws you off the wrong way. They're all so sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
it's great.
we love you and we love your photos. Everybody who sees our website comments on how awesome our photos are. So thank
Well,
you.
it's you guys in the photos.
And if
to
you
be
can
fair.
make me look good,
Oh,
you are
shush.
definitely a good photographer. Can I have some more of this?
Yes, please
All right,
dump
here
it
we
in, because then we can try Hail Mary, which is from Vancouver, so it's more. Oh, and this is dry.
Well, they
I
say
didn't
it's
look
dry.
on that. I wonder if it even says.
No,
We're back to the alcohol, so look at us go. This is going to be a long episode. But now I am curious if it says if it's dry. It does not. Nope, it's just sweet. But I'm glad you like it. Good.
Yeah, and thanks for coming because, lawyers aren't always the most exciting people to hang out with,
I feel
especially
like
on a
they
Friday
are.
afternoon.
I feel like they are. Like,
We're pretty
everyone's
fun.
jealous of you because you guys did the shit school, like the long school, hard.
Yeah.
Not shit school.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
the
sometimes.
school was fun, but it's long and it's hard and it's one of the longest school
I think so.
things, right? Like
One of the
I'm
longer
a
things.
doctor. Like I've got the two of you guys up on a very high platform around
It's
here.
probably a platform of student debt. I'll say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to talk about that part. That
Thankfully,
didn't
I
come
finally
with it.
paid it off. It took me 10 years, but I
Oh,
got
good.
there. Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey,
That's huge.
Thank you.
That's great. Perfect. So you guys do more than just divorce lawyers. I don't know if you do divorce lawyers, but you do more than divorces, right?
We do more than divorces.
Okay.
Honestly, I think if you do family law is kind of really tough.
Turn your mic closer
okay.
to your mouth there.
Thank you.
Don't be shy of
I'm
it.
not
It
very
will
good at this.
bite. Yeah.
Family law is really tough. So if you don't get something more than just family law, I think you're not going to last very long as a lawyer.
Because you'll burn out because it's garbage. Like
You'll
it's
run
hard.
for the hills. Yeah. Yeah, you got to get some balance. Or it'll just burn you right out. Yeah. So we do wills and estates. So that's like, not just making wills and powers of attorney and that sort of thing. But if you have been disinherited or you've got an estate
out.
litigation or estate dispute, we'll do those. We do business law. So if you're thinking about starting a new business or transferring from a sole proprietorship to a corporation, we'll help you with that. Really?
Legit.
Well, we can always talk about the pros and cons of doing that.
I
'cause
know.
It's not for everybody.
I've done both, and I know that there's
okay.
pro, and that's why I haven't done it yet for
Yeah.
this one. That's why. But a trusted lawyer, I would definitely talk to you more about that.
Well, you should. Yeah.
Good. Okay, and then what else?
What else do we do?
Real estate?
At the moment we're not doing real estate. But we do all civil disputes and sort of anything to do with business law. We do that. And
So if someone sued me,
if somebody sued you,
you'd be on their side or mine.
well, we'd be on your side.
Okay,
Chelsea.
good. Thanks.
And if you need a contract drafted up, we'll do that.
As you have.
I did. I
had a
actually
big sip at
enjoyed.
the same time here, but as you have, you guys did my Paris trip contract, which is amazing. We haven't got to go yet, but you have done an amazing contract.
Thank
It's
you.
very great.
That one was really fun.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a
Good.
nerd, so
Okay.
I like
so
doing
you
that
like
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Good, because I hate it. Like I will just handwrite. I would have handwritten it,
Well, it's better than
but I
nothing.
feel like that is kind of legal, right?
Well-
If they signed it and I handwrote it and we all signed,
Probably.
no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Yeah.
People get divorced on a napkin or something. What do they do on a napkin? People do things on napkins.
Yeah.
What is
People
it?
do some weird stuff
Something.
on napkins.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds really bad now that I said that out loud. I'm really sorry
I'm
about
sure
that.
a lot of people do weird things on napkins, but what we're talking about, like they write things and then they sign it and it somehow becomes legally binding, doesn't it?
It can if you
Yeah.
write the right things on the napkin. I've got one right now where, we're kind of, it's a question mark whether or not they wrote enough on the napkin to
Okay.
make it binding. And when you're...
So you have a napkin case.
I absolutely have a napkin
Seriously.
case. Yeah, no, this is a real thing.
That's amazing.
It's too bad you can't fit more on a napkin, especially for, some clients.
If it's a small napkin, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, if you're going to make an agreement regarding land, you probably shouldn't do it on a napkin. If I were
Like
to
a
give some...
cocktail napkin, like a small one.
It was a small napkin.
because they were drinking.
Yeah, I would advise against that. Yeah. Although that's a great point. If you ever hear me give legal advice on this show, please don't take legal advice from a stranger on a podcast.
No, don't take it from me for sure.
Absolutely. None of this is legal advice. Please consult a lawyer.
Which she is. So take it from her, but not from me.
But not today on this podcast.
Not on this show. This show's off the record. Hashtag off the record.
Hashtag.
Okay. Hashtag having fun. Hashtag lawyers aren't boring.
Well, yes. This lawyer's not boring.
This one's not. And all the ones at your firm aren't.
No,
So go to your firm only, I guess. Maybe
Well,
that's what we're
not to
saying.
shade other lawyers, but I do
No,
feel
we're
like we
not,
are
but-
way less boring than the average
Way
lawyer.
less boring.
We wear
so
jeans
fun.
and we say fuck a lot.
Yeah. And you're wearing flannel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Is that flannel? Yeah.
Well, it looks like flannel.
Yeah. It's plaid. I guess it's plaid.
Well, I am gay, so there you go. This is my
Is that
uniform.
a gay thing?
That's a bit of a joke.
Gay thing to wear plaid?
It kind of is actually.
What is it to wear like my pajamas like I'm wearing? Just
think
a slob thing?
Oh well, I'm
So
gay
you've
and a
got a
slob
gay
then.
thing and I've got a slob thing going on. Perfect. Cheers.
Yay.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay.
I feel like we've
So-
all been wearing our pajamas for the last 2 years, though, including if you've ever been on a Zoom meeting with me. I
my
guarantee
word.
that whatever you couldn't see below the
Are
screen
you
was
half and half?
probably either underpants or
Nice.
some PJs. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten up forgetting and then you had like your bare ass on the Zoom?
Oh shit! I hope not. If I did, I didn't notice.
Apologize in advance. Okay. Somebody that I know just had told me about it and she had underwear on, got up and forgot. It's like, shit. It's a Zoom. God damn it. I hate Zoom, so I'll just try to get out of it anytime I can. So I'll just wear my pajamas right in front of you in person.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know, I can
Right?
deal with that.
Good. Thanks. Okay, where were we? I feel like we're going to get distracted a bit.
Totally.
But this isn't Jo in her law firm, just to let you guys know. She's super professional and she gets shit done. Like she got me divorced and that was not easy. That was not easy. So,
Definitely not
It
as
was-
easy as the usual. Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
For some reason, but
You think that going and doing a desk order divorce would be really straightforward, but you know, it's really not. There are so many unposted rules. You think you can do it yourself? It is difficult.
I was seriously, because my ex and I had nothing to fight about. Like we didn't own anything together besides our child, which was mine basically 100% anyway. So there was nothing to fight about. And so I was seriously going to go online, get this divorce. It was, what did they say? It's like $200 or something. It was like, oh, it's so cheap. We don't want to spend money because it's going to be easy. And then I met you. Was it Rosanna at the eWomen event? Yeah.
Rosanna and I at
Yeah.
Women.
And so I met you guys there and it was just like, these two are great. So fun. And then we did your photos and then like, no, I don't want to go through the hassle online with this divorce. So I hired you guys to do it. And oh my God, I'm so glad I did. It was
Thank you.
brutal. It got rejected 2 times.
Only 2 times?
Only 2 times.
I've had a few
Fuck.
that rejected more than that, honestly.
Like it's a thing. And I am, just for the record, I am allowing Jo to talk about my confidential divorce on this podcast. I have given her permission. It is confidential and she would not normally. She doesn't talk about clients, but
I certainly don't.
We are allowed to for mine because it's mine and I don't care. So she's allowed to talk about mine.
Yeah, I don't normally talk about
never.
client confidential stuff on a podcast, that's for sure. Or at all, really.
No, except the napkin one, but we didn't name names.
But we didn't name names. And I've had a
Could've
number
been
of
my
napkin
napkin.
files, so it could have been
Have you
anybody.
really?
Yeah,
Serious. So it's really a thing.
it's really a thing. Yeah.
So I didn't need the Paris contract. I could have just written it out on
No, see, this is
napkin.
why they end up in
Right, why
my
it
ball
comes
court
to you.
because
Okay,
they shouldn't have
good.
done that.
Good. Okay. So
Yeah.
don't do a napkin contract.
Don't do a napkin contract.
Go see
Don't
Jo.
do. I mean, you might be able to do your actual divorce order yourself, but I wouldn't recommend it. Because once, sometimes, actually, a lot, we get clients who've tried to do it themselves, and then they've been bounced once or twice. And once you've been bounced once or twice,
Is that what I got? Bounced? Like rejected?
I don't remember. Yeah, bounced, rejected.
Rejected,
Yeah.
yeah.
Once you've been rejected 1 or more times, it's actually more work for your lawyer to fix that than for them to just do the damn thing themselves from start to
Such
finish.
a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because
And
then
there was no reason.
well, you know, there's reasons, but they don't always make sense to anybody who reads the rejection notice. So
No. For
you know.
mine, there was 2 very opposite reasons.
Yeah, this didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but we fixed it. We got you
And
through
I
it,
am
so
divorced. Yay.
you are. It's
And
like-
I didn't have to do all the shitty paperwork, so
No,
very
I did that for you.
appreciative of that. Every time it got rejected, I felt so bad. I'm like, shit, now you have more work to do. But I don't. Okay.
That's great. Then
Thanks,
we
Joe.
can earn our keep, you know? It's one of those things, if you want to give yourself a gift, just
divorced.
pay somebody else to do it, because it can be a shit show.
It's a shit show.
Yeah.
And getting divorced is lame already. So
It's not what people like to do.
No, it's not fun to do. I'm actually quite excited to be divorced. But
Yes.
that's a gift for
Yeah.
myself.
If you want to give yourself a real gift, I suggest, if you're going to get into a relationship with somebody and you're going to move in with them, get a cohabitation agreement.
Okay, what is that?
Well, it's like I think in the US you'd call it a prenup. So it's just an agreement that says, hey, look, if we separate and shit goes sideways, here's how we're going to divide things.
Like my shit's my shit, your shit's
Shit is
yours.
your shit. Yeah, exactly. If that's what you want, and maybe you might
correct.
want something else, but I like to make a joke that it's kind of the postmodern way of being romantic now. You know, so that you can avoid having a dispute at separation by just getting the damn thing done up front.
And is that cheaper than a divorce?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
So you should get that, save yourself in the divorce. Or I mean, if not than a divorce, but is it cheaper if you get that and then you get divorced versus not having that and getting divorced with all of your assets and shit to split?
9 times out of 10, yes, absolutely. I mean, because what
Just
it does
makes
is
it easier.
it just avoids the dispute. It avoids 90% of the dispute. So you don't, and yet you don't end up paying a lawyer like me $50,000
Right.
to sort your stuff out. You pay in the region of $2,000 plus tax.
That's quite a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus having the
It's like
agreement.
$48,000, you say.
Don't get me wrong, I would love to earn money by
And I
working
want
on
you
your
guys
file,
to
but,
give Joe your $50,000, please. But
it's not a great way to.
nobody wants to fork out that money.
No, like who's got that kind of money? I don't have that kind of money, and
I do. It's just in this little bin right here.
okay,
but-
well, if I run out the door suddenly in a minute, you know what happened.
And if it's missing, now I know who took it. I'm just kidding. I hide it in my underwear drawer.
I promise not to go into your underwear drawer.
Speaking of underwear, so my podcast studio is upstairs in my office. So Joe had to come up the stairs, and I am also a boudoir photographer, and I have just done laundry, and it's not in here, so you didn't notice.
No.
Okay, so coming
bit
up the
oblivious
stairs,
about those things.
I have hung all the lingerie articles from my studio that I just washed on every doorknob. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doorknobs in the hallway that Joe had to walk up through, and there's lingerie hanging from each one.
You're
It's like,
saying-
oh, this looks bad, maybe.
I went up a whole staircase and I didn't notice a single pair of panties on a doorknob. Oh, I think my VIP card just got revoked.
Taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, if you want to go look and come back, you can.
Oh,
Or
no,
look
that's
on your way
okay.
out. But I forgot to move them, and then whatever. It is what it is.
It is.
Yeah. They're just drying, so it's important.
Well, you
They
don't
have
want
to dry.
wet lingerie. That
And
doesn't
it's
sound
also,
very fun.
No, and clean lingerie is important, so
This is true.
yeah. So that's for my client wardrobe. And they bring their own underwear to put underneath. Let's just clarify that.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyways, back to you. You know, talking about underwear. But okay. So cohabitation agreement. Do you need to own lots of things for that?
No,
No.
because maybe you don't own anything right now.
Yeah.
But hopefully, the idea is over time you will own some stuff, and maybe you'll buy them together with your spouse,
Right.
Or maybe you want whatever you buy to remain yours, because hopefully your relationship's going to be several decades, if not your whole life.
Hopefully, but not likely.
Yeah. Well, you know, statistics. Yeah, probably
Just
not.
kidding.
But
Hopefully.
maybe there's like a coin flip if it's your first relationship. You know,
Right.
coin flip that you're gonna make it all the way to the end. But people are changing the way they think about relationships now. It's
Yeah.
much more normalized to
Yeah.
not expect to be in a lifelong
Totally.
relationship.
It's a little bit lighter, like not as much pressure.
Yeah,
So looking at my dog, because she's sniffing your jacket.
I think she smells the other dogs on my jacket.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hi, sweetie.
So just making sure she's not going to shit. We're sitting here. 'cause
If she
that's-
does, I will say nothing.
Really? Because I'll say a lot. It would be disgusting. She's a little bit gross.
Oh,
like
dear.
that. So when she starts walking around, we need to just keep an eye on her.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, it's a small room. We don't want to be bombed in here with
Oh, dear.
poop. Yeah. Anyways, how's that drink? Are we almost ready for Hail Mary?
Are you almost ready for Hail Mary?
Pretty
oh my
close.
gosh, you're impressive. I
Wow.
still have about a quarter left in here.
Yeah, like a sip.
No, the
Quarter.
rest. This is yours, by the way. I
It's not
already,
empty?
It's not empty. I already helped myself to a little.
No, I'm
little.
gonna finish it.
Oh,
for
you want me to do? Okay. You start
little
on the
bit-
Hail Mary.
It's a little sweet.
Well,
I'm sweet enough. I don't need that.
you let me know how the Hail Mary works for you, and then
No, we're gonna
you're
finish
gonna
at
wait.
the same time. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna
I'll try not to hold you up too
we're
much.
gonna tag team it without sounding gross.
Okay.
Go.
Well, we've already talked about wet lingerie.
It's true.
I said the word panties, and
That's true.
there you go.
Okay. Circle back to. So we've done that. Enough about divorce
Yes.
and cohabitating. What's your favorite type of law to do?
My favorite type of law is probably, I'm a bit nerdy, so I like drafting things like wills and contracts.
Nice.
So get me an interesting business deal that you want me to draft up. I'm happy with that. Or I love drafting wills, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah, because people come and they're usually pretty anxious about leaving their affairs out of
Yeah,
order.
totally.
And so I feel like it's kind of happy work, even though it's kind of about death and destruction. So that part's
But it's
not
about
really happy.
peace
But
to the person before they die, which is important.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like a dignity thing for people,
Yeah.
right? Like if you've been hit by a car or you're ill or you've passed away, the last thing you want to do for the people left behind is leave them a burden.
Seriously.
So usually when I work with people who do wills, they're super happy because they've got their poop in a group
Right.
and they don't feel like
Getting
a
it
burden.
all in order.
Yeah,
And yeah.
yeah.
Like I'm worried about my suitcase of sex toys when I die. When someone has to go through my house, like I'm thinking about like putting a big label on it. This is the one you just want to throw out. Like don't open, just chuck it. Like what? Should I leave it in my will? Like jeez.
Well, maybe not in your will, unless it's a particularly expensive
Special?
item in there, which,
all pretty
some of those
expensive.
toys are pretty expensive.
They're all pretty
Just
expensive.
saying, like
Unless
maybe.
you get it off Wish, then it's cheap.
Oh my gosh, I've never bought a
Yeah.
sex toy off
You
Wish.
should try.
You know where
It's
you want to go
funny.
is Pink Cherry. That's where you want to go.
Pink Cherry.
Pink
Is that a
Cherry.
store or a website?
It's a website. I think it's a wholesale website, but they don't really care
Okay.
if you're a wholesaler or not. They will sell you sex toys at a discount.
Like, do you have to buy 50 at a time?
I don't know. It's been a
Okay.
long time since I went on there, but
Okay.
my partner's a sex therapist, so
Yeah.
I hear about Pink Cherry all the time.
Okay, so she refers that, like recommends it.
Yeah, and sometimes she's a wholesaler, so she'll often do a bulk buy, and then
Okay.
she'll take orders from other people at a discount, and then buy that stuff. And she
Yeah.
knows all about all the sex toys. So
Well, I'm very excited to have her on the show.
Yes.
We will stay tuned because we will be having Joe's wife,
partner, wife, yeah, sure, whatever.
Are you married?
No, we're not married.
Okay, partner.
No, partner.
So, partner in crime. She is a sex therapist and not just like a coach. Like, she's a legit, full-on psychiatrist,
Oh,
psychologist.
she's not a psychiatrist, but she's a sex therapist. So she's
Yeah.
a
therapy
a registered
therapist.
Yeah.
Yes, which is more than a coach.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She has real qualifications.
Yeah.
And she's got a very busy practice. So
Sorry, my dog is like so sketchy right now, sniffing everything.
yeah, that's interesting. So the question between like partner versus wife, for example, like we're not married, but we're we haven't been living together for 2 years, but you can still call somebody your wife or your husband if you want, or
Yeah.
partner, wife, whatever. So
Yeah,
we
call
call
them
each
whatever.
other wife or partner, whatever.
Lover, shithead, whatever you choose. So is it 2 years now for common law?
Yeah, you have to have
Wasn't
been
it
living.
one at
No,
one time?
it's one for certain tax certain tax
taxes,
things. But
yes.
listen, don't ever take my tax advice.
No, we're not tax
Not tax lawyer.
consultants or experts.
No, and Frank. I know. Of course, I know the basic things about tax that you need to know as a family lawyer. But for nuanced things or complicated things, do not listen to anything I have to say about tax.
Mute the podcast if you're looking for that.
But yeah, I mean, most people don't know. You don't have to be common law in order to have to declare your relationship to CRA for certain things, like for the child tax benefit.
You don't have to, or you do have to.
What you do, but it will catch you before you become common law. So I
Right.
think it's a year.
Yeah.
So if you're
No, it
living
is.
together with someone for a year,
Yeah.
they don't. Syria does not give a shit.
Okay, so that's not common law.
It's
1
not
year.
common law.
It's just CRA
It's
common law.
CRA. We will take your tax benefits
Got
back.
it. But 2 years legally. So if you left after a year and a half, you still leave as your own.
That's
like,
right.
Not having to do anything.
Yep.
See, I didn't know this. I thought it
Yeah.
was 1 because of the CRA thing.
Yeah.
Which probably most people think.
Yeah. I've heard all sorts of things from 6 months to 2 years to whatever.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fun. Are you done? Are you done?
Oh
your
my
drink?
gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so busy
up,
talking.
drink
I'm
up.
not drinking.
I'm going to open the Hail Mary now.
Mm-hmm.
This is an exciting episode to have 2 testings. That's got a better opening sound.
You
I
made that
like
sound
it.
really appetizing.
Right? It's good. Smells kind of like cow manure.
Oh, that's not a ringing endorsement.
We'll see. We'll see. Drink up and then we'll see. We have had some on this show that did taste like manure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
What
I'm
is that?
hoping this isn't one of them.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
You didn't make that sound very good.
No. And we were hoping that they never heard the episodes because are you still done?
I'm still not done.
Sorry. Give me your cup. Give me your gold solo cup.
Oh, no.
So happy about the gold solo cups. Have you heard? Do you like country music? It's okay.
I like
no
Shania
judgment
Twain.
here.
I can't even say her name properly.
Shania Twain? I've never heard of her.
Shania Twain. You can tell I'm
Okay.
still trying to drink this thing.
fine.
Yeah, I like Shania Twain, but I know some people don't think she's real country. So
Shania Twain is 100% country.
is she really?
Oh
See,
my word.
Shows what I know.
Oh my god.
I heard she was pop. I don't know. She has a very beautiful
She
voice.
is 100% country. Whose bed have your boots been under? Oh my word.
Well,
She's
that-
amazing.
that's funny.
She's country.
Okay. Then in that case, yes.
Recently, in like the last few years, she's gone a different, like a little poppy, but no, she is for sure country. Any Man in Mind? Oh, she's awesome. You done now?
I am
Ready?
done.
Okay. Ready? Here's. Sounds like peeing.
Oh my goodness.
I hope this doesn't taste like cow manure.
Okay.
Okay. Does
Oh,
it
that does not smell good.
right?
No.
That's why, as I always told Robin, don't
Oh.
smell things before you put them in your mouth. Never a good idea, ever.
I feel like
Like
from
in
an
all
evolutionary
things of life.
perspective,
No.
you probably should smell things before you put them in your mouth.
In all things.
That smells disgusting.
horrible, right? Did we say the
You
name
sure
of
that's-
this?
We shouldn't.
Did Hail Mary?
No.
Oh, we didn't say the brand. Okay, we'll try
Okay,
it first.
let's
but it's
not.
got a super cute apple with a baby head with high heels and long
That's-
legs. Why is that a baby?
I don't know, but that's horrifying.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Okay, I'm going to taste this,
I'm
right?
scared.
It smells so bad. It smells like a mixture of pee and cigars.
It tastes kind of like pee with.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't drink that. I'm Irish and a lawyer and a sailor, and that says something that I'm not drinking that. I'm really sorry.
It does taste a little urine.
It's, yes.
I don't get cigars out of it, but it's like urine mixed with manure.
Oh,
or
that's so
something.
bad. Okay, sorry. I'm not doing it. Thank you for the thank you for the offer.
I'll do it. That's fine.
You're a trooper.
It's good. It's
She just
not
poured
that-
her drink
I
and
did.
my drink into her
I
drink.
poured yours into mine. It's not that bad. Do you want a
Really?
lone tree?
Yeah. No, because you'd have to go downstairs and get it.
That's okay.
Does that mean I get to talk to people while you're away?
Do it.
No, don't
Ready?
make me do that.
Ready?
Oh no.
I'm going. I'm going out. Computer shut off, so our batteries are going to die. We've just been talking for like an hour, but the record button wasn't pressed. So I'm just going to circle back to what we were saying. I paused this so that I could run and get Jo a better drink. And that didn't taste like manure, but she had just said something. What did you just say before I press record?
Well, I think that you said that the drink didn't smell like horse poop or
Yeah.
something, and I said, well, I rather actually like the smell of
like
horse
the
poop.
smell of poop.
Yeah, not
Okay.
poop, just horse poop,
Just horse.
not
oh.
cow poop.
Oh, not cow
or
poop.
other types of poop. No.
Oh, just horses.
Then I joked that I didn't think I'd come on your podcast and talk about
Right.
poop.
Right. Well,
Yeah, not exactly what I expected,
you know,
but there you go.
we don't have rules around here.
I like
That
that.
does taste like urine. This drink.
You're still drinking the other drink.
I am still drinking the gross one.
It does.
So we've figured out, so it's cider mixed with Saskatoon berries, which is what makes it rosy.
Rosy.
Yes.
Rosy and ripe.
And ripe and the head of a baby. Like, I don't even understand. So Hail Mary's not the brand. So I'm going to say the brand. It's Windfall Cider. Don't get it. Ugh.
Well,
Nasty.
this one, I have to say, this one is not to my personal taste.
No.
But I didn't even, that's a cider. Okay, I thought it was like a rosé, you said. So I thought it was some kind
Rosé
of wine.
cider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's apple with berries.
Okay, I think technically that's a sizer. If you're a snob, I'm a little bit of a snob.
A
Yeah.
sizer?
I really
How's
like
that a
cider.
sizer? How does that turn in? How do you get the D to the S?
Because if you add anything, if you add like a berry
Yeah.
or something else to it, it's no longer a quote cider because cider is only for apples.
Is this a legal term?
Well, probably. I don't know because I'm not an expert in alcohol
Right,
law, although I
okay.
would love to do that.
You should.
Yeah.
Sounds boring, though.
It's probably
Just
a lot
drink
more
it.
boring than
Yeah.
it sounds, to be
Yeah,
honest. But
way boring.
yeah, but
Sizer.
sizer.
But
yeah.
did you make that word up?
I did not.
Not?
No,
Huh.
it's a real thing.
Sizer.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Lone Tree, which we're now going to drink
Mm-hmm.
after this shitty dirt that's in the cup.
It smells like a urinal cake.
It does. Ew, now I probably can't finish that.
I'm sorry.
Now I think that
That was
might have messed
insensitive.
it up. Let me try one more time.
You said earlier that it tasted like licking the barn floor.
No, that was
the-
Raven's Moon.
Oh, okay.
That is the worst.
Okay. I
I've
feel like that's
ever had.
worse than a urinal,
No.
urinal puck. Urinal
Yeah,
cake.
that is worse. Yeah,
Okay.
but like, are we talking a fresh urinal cake or a used one?
Ugh.
Because that would be different. One is more fragrant, perfumey. One is urine.
Oh my God.
Fragrant. It's just getting gross.
So, is it me or you?
No, it's me. It's
okay.
both of us.
Okay. We're probably a bad influence on each other.
Mm-hmm.
I have only said fuck one time, though, in this
Really?
podcast, which is a
Oh,
personal
I've
record.
said it like 18 times, I think.
It's the first time
Why are
I've...
you holding back?
Oh, some professional decorum.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But again, disclaimer, Jo is very professional. Her law firm is very professional, but she also likes to have fun. So
I do.
she is personable and I'm talking about her like she's not here. She's very personable and she's wearing plaid and her firm is great. Oh, back to you. Okay, you're great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I
Nice.
love your guys' law firm. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't ever think it's not like we hang out, but I call us friends. It's like my friend Jo, she's my lawyer.
That's so lovely.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, thanks for
Guys are
saying
great.
nice things and for spreading the word in the community that we're,
Yeah.
we're not boring, stuffy lawyers. We're not gonna baffle gab you with a bunch of Latin or legal crap.
Baffle gab.
Yeah, it's
Or
like-
maybe with sizer, though, you
Well,
might. Like,
yeah,
that's a bit
maybe.
much.
well, that's not even Latin, so that's not my fault.
It's made up.
Actually, I
not a
actually
word.
speak Latin, to be honest.
Do you?
Well, actually, you don't speak it; you read it. But
You don't
Yeah.
speak Latin?
no, only the Pope and the Vatican people speak Latin. Nobody speaks Latin anymore.
Oh, anymore, but they used to.
They used to,
Not.
yeah,
Okay,
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So why do you speak Latin?
Well, I did my degree in classics.
Hmm.
And my master's degree in classics. So you have to either speak or read Greek or Latin.
And you chose Latin.
I did. Greek is really hard.
Is it?
Yeah, I got to Latin first, and then I thought about Greek, but then I was already halfway through the program. So
Right. Like, tzatziki is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken souvlaki. I would have chosen Greek maybe just for that. But Latin
yeah,
would be interesting too, because it's close to Spanish.
it's very.
Yeah.
It's actually closest to Spanish.
Yeah.
It's more close. Spanish is more close to Latin than Italian is.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Italian.
You'd
Oh,
think.
now there's 3. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm very confused with this horse manure
The horse-
urine puck I'm drinking. It's messing with my head.
Well, I think it's really hard to understand things about the law when people drop Latin or complicated words, every 2 or 3 words. So
Oh, is Latin what? Like,
So
that's
much.
in the law.
So
in
much
the
in law.
court stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Just to complicate it.
ex parte
Yeah,
and
okay.
ultra vires and stuff like that. So it's hard enough to understand lawyers when they're speaking complicated English at you.
Right.
And it's even more difficult when they're dropping Latin
They're mixing
terms.
Latin in there.
And frankly, I find a lot of people who are not particularly intelligent or good at their job will say things to you in a way that is very complicated and difficult for you to understand, because they're kind of hoping that you
ignore it.
that
and
you,
don't
that
go
you
back
don't
and say, "What does
understand and
that mean?"
challenge them. That's right. So I think the mark of a good lawyer is that they can speak to you in a way that you actually understand.
Totally.
Right.
So you are legit putting in my Paris contract, because we had to update it because of COVID. We made the contract in 2020. Now you are redoing it for me for 2022. And that is so gross. I don't think I can do it.
Do you want some of my Lone
No,
Tree?
I brought myself one
Okay,
too, because I knew what would happen.
Lone Tree is totally solid.
Lone
It's a little.
Tree's so good, and it's from Vancouver too. So whatever.
They say it's dry cider, but personally, I still find it quite sweet.
Do you find it sweet?
I find it sweet.
this one the driest. This one is the one I drink mostly.
Okay.
Because it is not like a sugary sweet.
Yeah. It's not like
Doesn't
growers.
taste like cow manure, that's for sure.
That's a
growers
plus.
is super sweet.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for growers. It's
Do
the first.
you?
I think it's the first alcohol I ever drank.
Right, out of the 2-liter jug.
I had 3 sips and then I was just drunk. But so I've got, a sweet spot. But now I'm more of a sea cider girl. Have you tried sea cider?
Good. There's a few that I like. Salt Spring Wild is my favorite.
I love that one too.
They're so good.
Yeah, they're really good. Have you been over there to the
Have.
actual? Oh, so
good.
nice.
Yes, we should go
Yes.
one day.
Please.
Okay,
I
let's
would
do
happily
it.
join you. They've
great.
got a great tasting flight too, and they've
So
got this
good.
beautiful little patio there. They'll even
Yeah.
serve you some like treats or cheese or something. I forget.
Oh,
'cause
you can order all sorts of appies.
I think I got a little bit drunk, so I don't remember exactly what I ate there, but I do remember that it was delicious.
We're going to do a podcast episode on Salt Spring with you and Rhiannon, the sex
Excellent.
therapist. So we can talk about law, sex toys. And we'll add one more person in, I think, for something else. I don't
What
know
goes well
yet,
with law
but
and
yeah.
sex?
Law
Sex
and
toys.
sex and
Skydiving? No.
like pets, but not
Oh,
in a
God.
creepy way. Like everyone likes sex and pets, but not together.
I feel like that could go sideways. Oh, that just sounds bad too. I'm sorry that this podcast is probably the dirtiest, most sweary,
It's
bathroom
not.
humor,
my
sex
word.
jokey one ever.
Oh my word!
I
Maybe
blame
on
myself.
like this podcast, but there's so many podcasts out there that they're nasty.
Okay.
So
And
I
hope we
feel like
haven't-
mine is pretty clean,
Okay.
so this is good.
Excellent.
Clean except for the horse manure.
That's right.
Shit that we're drinking. So disappointed. I failed you.
sorry.
2 gross alcohols today.
Yeah. I
So
only took
out
one
of
sip.
Out of 2 stars, one being me, one being you, what do you give the first one, the BC Tree Fruits?
Out of 2 stars?
Well, you get to pick one or none.
Oh, one or none?
It's 2 together.
Okay. I guess I'd give it a star.
You would?
But
And I give it a no
0?
star, so it's a 1-star rating today.
Okay.
And this one, Hail Mary?
Fuck no.
Fuck no. So it's a -2 star.
Oh, we can give negative results?
Yeah,
Oh,
this is a negative.
you're changing the rules.
I am. I do.
I'm
It's
very
my
rules
show. I
focused.
can change
Okay.
it. if I want.
I call foul.
Are you going to sue me?
I might. No.
I know a good lawyer. It's fine.
Oh, what about the Lone Tree? Do we
man.
get to rate the Lone Tree?
Oh, yes. Lone Tree, I always rate 5 stars.
Oh, what? Oh, come on. You did it again. All right. Well,
Okay, I did. Back to 1.
Okay.
1 each.
I give that a star.
Yeah,
Sure.
I give it a star too. So Lone Tree gets a 2-star rating. Cheers.
Cheers.
Good.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that too. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Can I tell you a horror story?
yes.
Okay, so I feel like I have to give some legal value to listeners, and
I feel like this has been
give you
good
a tip.
value too, but yes.
I mean about the law
Legal
stuff.
value too
I'm
is
talking
good.
more about poop and drinking than the law, but
Hey, sex sells.
that's true.
So does
Wait.
poop.
Oh no.
Poop sells.
Hopefully not together. Although
hopefully not.
I'm not going to yuck someone's yum. So
No.
Um,
You do you.
yeah, you do you. I would say.
I just pull up this keychain that Robin gave me that says I sleep around.
Oh,
so
well, good for you.
Add that in.
You do whatever the hell you want.
Free to be yourself.
As long as you're in a relationship where that is, consensual non-monogamy is absolutely fine and very postmodern.
Exactly.
You're very
Hopefully you
hip.
have a cohabitation agreement if you're in that. And if
Yeah.
you don't, go see Jo. She'll just whip it up.
It's true.
Easy.
I think I'm one of 2 lawyers in probably the entire province who
Seriously?
does work with the polyamory community.
Okay.
So,
thought
I
you
was
were gonna say
making a
that does
poly joke.
cohabitation ones.
No.
I didn't get the poly joke because I'm not there, but I missed it.
Consensual non-monogamy is like a fancy word or like a proper word for
non-monogamy.
polyamory.
Consensual non-monogamy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
if you're engaging in non-monogamy and it's not consensual, there's a word for that, and it's called cheating.
Right. So that's like my ex-husband.
Right,
Who you
okay.
made my ex-husband. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes. Okay. So non-consensual is cheating. Consensual is polyamory.
Pretty much. I mean, and I'm not an expert on polyamory, so I probably got part of that wrong, but I'm much
not.
more knowledgeable
You're
than
very
the average
smart.
lawyer.
Yeah.
So
I think you nailed it.
about this stuff. So
Good.
yeah. But anyway, I work with lots of poly couples and sorry, that's actually a contradiction in terms. Well, not
Poly
always
people?
actually. Poly people, yeah, in triads or pods or polycules and all sorts of stuff like that.
Polycules?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's kind of a play on the word molecule. Right, which so there's like a lot of different atoms and different combinations,
Okay.
and people who are in polyamorous or consensually non-monogamous relationships often have funky configurations of their
things, yeah.
relationships. So
Yeah.
maybe two people are together in a relationship, and each of them have like a partner on the side, or maybe all three people are in a relationship together, and they would call that a triad.
Right.
So, yeah,
Why not a triangle?
that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in
good
Hong Kong,
question.
so the word triad just sort of I think of gangs when I hear
Yeah.
that. But
Like a little different than like three people having sex. But
yeah,
let's go to, you grew up in Hong Kong.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Why?
Good question.
Why?
You know, to
Tell
be
us.
fair, I think my dad might have been fleeing a bankruptcy.
Okay.
But no, we moved there from Australia when I was a kid.
Okay. So why were you in Australia?
That was the
Let's go back.
bankruptcy.
Okay. In Australia it happened.
Well, no, I you know what? I'm actually talking out of my butt here, but
That's okay.
pretty
There's
sure
a
that
lot of poop talk today, so it's fine.
apropos.
That tracks.
So I think my dad actually did flee British Columbia because of creditors. That's my
Okay.
personal theory.
Yeah.
So we moved to Perth, Australia, so that my dad could get a job as a professor
Okay.
because we basically had no money and was poor as fuck.
Nice.
So we moved
Yeah.
there and
Why
stayed there
not
for a
move
few
across
years.
the country?
Yeah.
World. I mean,
The entire world.
The world. Literally across the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Perth is a really cool place. If you move to Australia, you usually move to Melbourne or Sydney or something, but not so many people go to the other side on the west coast and go to Perth.
Oh, that's the other side.
It is
I
the other
know
side.
somebody from Perth, or I knew somebody from Perth. Beautiful accent. That's one of my favorite accents. is
Ah.
Australian, New
Yes.
Zealand, both of them.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Okay, so you lived in Australia.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 3 when we moved there.
Oh, just little.
Yeah, teeny tiny. Then when I was just about 6, we moved to Hong Kong because my dad got a great job at a university there.
So
then
not another bankruptcy.
no,
you don't
no,
think?
not that I know
You're
of
not
anyway.
sure, okay.
No, I think we did okay.
Yeah.
And then I stayed in Hong Kong for 12 years.
Wow. So
Actually-
6 till 18.
Yeah,
Holy
the good
smokes.
years.
So do you speak?
Cantonese.
Yes, thank you.
Don't say Japanese. That's
no,
my
I
pet
wasn't going
peeve.
to say Japanese.
Okay, well, you'd be
I
amazed.
might have said Chinese, but I
There,
wasn't
then.
going to say Japanese.
Yeah.
Cantonese.
I speak a little bit of Cantonese, but sadly not. It is embarrassing how little I speak.
It's embarrassing. You should be embarrassed.
Yeah, and it's actually not a difficult language. People find, especially white people, find it difficult because it's so different than Romance languages. There are 9 tones. So, for example, gao, gao, gao.
Were those 3 different
Yes,
things?
the 9 dog
again, do
and
it
chair. Gao, gao, gao. I know, right? They sound the
Seriously,
same.
That sounded the same.
I know.
Those were 3 different words.
Yeah. To be fair, I probably didn't do it very well.
But I'm trying. I'm watching your mouth like a creep. Like, do
Yeah.
it again, one more time.
I'm gonna screw it up.
Go
Gao,
on.
gao, gao.
So for the first one, your chin went up.
Yeah, because I have to
second-
do that to remind
The
myself.
second one, it didn't, and the third one, it didn't
Yeah.
move. Like nothing different.
Yeah. Well, but there is a difference. So there's a rising tone, a steady tone, and then a falling
Lower
tone.
one. Say the last one again.
Gao,
Okay. So
gao.
okay. So your chin goes down a little.
I'm not very good at this.
You're great at it.
Yeah.
You're better than I am at it.
I should hope so.
Me too. So what were the 3 words?
I actually don't. I'm just being flippant because I don't actually know if these are the correct
You're
words.
making shit up.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know.
Follow Joe for more Cantonese lessons.
This is about on par with my tax advice, to be honest.
Apropos.
I don't know if that tracks,
I don't
but
know, that tracks and never tracks.
well, so the gal can be many different things. One is number 9, one is dog, and one is chair. And then
But
there's
you're not
actually
sure which one it is.
I'm not.
Because they sound the same.
I really do have a hard time.
So if anyone is listening that speaks Cantonese, feel free to call me or message me or leave a message in our Facebook group and let us know, like, was that even right? Do you want to come on and teach us some Cantonese? I don't know. Maybe the two of you could talk.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we could talk in Cantonese. I can
That
say a
would
lot
be
about
very cool.
beer and stop the bus. I need to get off and I can
Bathroom?
swear.
Where's the bathroom?
I may or may not be able to say that. No.
Okay. You just
But,
peed at home.
I mostly peed at home, yeah.
That's fine.
I can say a few cool things, but I feel like after living there for 12 years, I probably should have been able to say a bit more.
But you were little. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
We forget things before we were 18. I do.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I kind of went to a school that was, at the time I went there, it was the early 80s and 90s. It was kind of racist, to be honest.
Yeah. White people.
English only. If they caught you speaking Cantonese, you get a
Oh,
detention.
what?
No
What?
joke.
In Hong Kong.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it was
shoot.
a British colony at the time I was there. So
Okay.
it was a quote possession of Britain, and they
That was
were
a
very
good
colonial.
accent.
Well, I actually,
That's good.
you can tell I've had something to drink because even I can already tell a little bit that
Yeah.
the accent's
The
coming
accent
back.
comes out?
Yeah.
So you have a British accent?
Yes, I used to.
From being in Hong Kong.
Yes, because it was a British colony. But it's not. It's a weird British accent because it's a melting pot of.
Hong Kongish
It
British
is.
accent.
If you ever meet somebody who grew up in Singapore, for example,
Yeah.
which is also kind of it's got British affiliations,
Okay.
they have British accents as well, but slightly different. Yeah. So when I came to Canada, I sounded a bit more like this,
Really?
and even this is not as British as I was.
What?
Yeah.
That's so British. I didn't know this.
Anyone who heard me would think that I was American. Yeah, because I don't sound British to an American person.
And so this is how you sound normally, and you forced the
Actually,
other accent, or you lost it?
I don't
This is
know.
just coming up from the horse manure drinks.
If I'm on the phone,
Yeah.
or if I've had a drink, or if I'm speaking in public, it's actually quite embarrassing. It will come out. So
It came out right there.
yeah.
Or are you doing it on purpose?
I don't know.
I can't tell.
I can't tell
I'm
either.
so confused.
I've been here too long. Now I've lost track of who I really
Are
am.
we in England? Are we in Hong Kong? I don't know. Where are we?
There's a few words I cannot get away from. So for example, I say weekend instead of weekend. Weekend. Or I say
Never heard it.
dehydrated instead of dehydrated. And goddamn, in court, I cannot say anything but my lord.
Really?
Yeah.
To the judge?
Yeah, oh my lady. Yeah. Instead
In
of
the accent, because your accent's fully coming out now. Cause
well,
you're
now I'm
drinking.
hamming it up, but
Yeah.
but
Ham it
yeah.
up. Good.
Yeah, but
This
I
has
can't.
turned now to a British investigation or something.
I cannot utter the words "my lord" without saying "my lord."
Right,
or
because if you
my
just said
lady.
my lord,
Yeah.
it's my
Like,
lord,
my lord.
It's
Yeah.
not very good.
Yeah.
You made it sound much better.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
that's weird.
So
But funny. I had no idea.
yeah, that's kind of a
Never
cool thing.
drank enough. We've never drank horse manure together.
Well,
Apparently.
so apparently that's what you have to do.
Apparently, horse manure brings out your accent.
Well, I only had 2 sips of it, so I shuddered to
that's
think
true. That's true.
what I'd sound with the
So
rest of it.
maybe the BC tree fruits brings out the accent.
It could be
broken ladder.
the lone tree. Yeah, I'm actually sad I don't have much of an accent anymore. Although sometimes
Yeah.
people still ask me about it, but it's pretty rare.
So people know that you had one, like a full-on when you moved here. So you were 18,
Yeah,
moved here,
17,
and it was a
18.
full-on accent.
Yeah, everyone thought I was English. Yeah.
And then just along, like as the time went by, you just
Yeah.
kind of it just drops.
Yeah, well,
Because
people
some
make
people are
fun
like
of you.
80 with full-on accents, and you're like, oh, when did you move? Like 65 years ago. And
Yeah.
they've just held on to it,
Absolutely.
always kept it.
Yeah.
I don't have an accent, so I don't know. Like, is it something you just like drop, or you like try hard to push down, or what?
I think it depends from person to person. I know I tried really hard to get rid of it, and I really wish I hadn't. Because I didn't want to sound different,
Just
right?
drink now because it's
I'll
coming
just-
out.
I'll
Now
just
it's
drink and I'll start
fully,
talking
we
like
have
this
a
and
British lawyer
just
on
roll
the
the-
podcast. I don't do accents.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Interesting.
so sad. I wish I still had that accent.
Bring it
'cause-
back.
Well,
It's right there.
but now I don't
obviously.
remember what it was like before.
Yeah, I think
so,
you do because
yeah.
it's coming out. So it's the same.
I've lost track of the truth.
Listen to this podcast over and over,
Okay.
and you'll pick it back up because you'll hear yourself like, oh, that was me.
Actually, I went back to Hong Kong for my 20th high school reunion in 2017.
Oh,
And
nice.
I was there for 5 minutes, and then all my friends were there, and then it was back. The accent was back.
Oh, the
I was
accent was back,
slightly
yeah.
more confused, so now people kind of give me the side eye, like, what happened to your accent?
Were they still living there?
Yeah, a lot of them were. A lot of them had come back from wherever
Yeah.
they far flung overseas to, because our school is pretty close knit, so it was a good event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
good to see
sounds fun.
people.
Nice.
Lots of lawyers in my graduating
Really?
class. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's a good school.
It was a good school. A bunch of high achievers.
Nice.
Don't know how I ended up there.
Oh, shoot.
Just kidding. I'm a decent achiever myself.
You like contracts. You must be a good achiever. That's
Yeah.
like, those are, it's a lot of words.
Can I tell you my horror story?
Yes.
Because
Oh,
it's kind of
yes.
law related.
Now it has a British accent.
Oh.
The horror story.
Oh, now I'm going to be thinking about
comes
that.
with
All
a
right.
British accent.
I should try to tell you my story in a British
gonna
accent.
Drink this horse shit after.
Is it horse piss or horse shit?
I think it's a mix of both with urinal puck
Okay.
all together.
It's a trifecta.
It's good. Yeah. It's a triad.
There you go. That tracks.
There you go. My one friend, if he listens to this, he will be happy because he taught it to me and he's almost 50.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
then I
impressive.
heard it on a Sesame Street podcast that I listened to with my 6-year-old. The Mikey is his name. He's the Mike and he's a person.
Cute.
He said that tracks and I messaged my friend like, seriously, like now they're saying it in Sesame Street. Maybe you were right because I made fun of him. Like, that's not a thing. Nobody says that. What is that tracks? Like, what the fuck? That's not, no. Nobody says it. And then I heard it on Sesame Street. I'm like, oh, okay.
If Sesame
Now
Street's
you
doing
know,
it.
right? If Sesame Street is doing it on their podcast, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
If I know about it,
Right,
then
if
I'm
you
like
know
the
about
last
it-
link in the chain about those things.
But you have teenagers.
It's true.
And
But
that
I'm
he has teenagers
terminably
too. That's
uncool according to my teenagers.
to them, but you know the cool terms, and he also has teenagers, and
Okay.
that's why he knows, I think. But
Or he listens
I
to
have-
TikTok or watches TikTok.
he does do TikTok for sure, but
TikTok's
I don't have
horrifying.
a teenager, so now I'm like that tracks. No,
Yeah,
I'll
that
never
tracks.
say it unless it's a joke because it's ridiculous to me.
Well, it's
But
probably no longer
funny.
cool anymore. And
No,
so
it's
if
probably
we
not,
start
right.
saying it, it's definitely not cool
Right.
anymore. So
We'll say that's the bomb. That's the
oh, no.
bomb.
That's definitely
Very
definitely
cool.
like
That's not cool.
that's not cool.
Not cool. Shit.
Although also please never take my advice for what's cool or what's not, because I guarantee I'll steer you wrong there.
Or mine. I feel like if you take the advice of this podcast, you will be cool. Like anything that happens on this podcast is cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
I choose to believe that, even
Thank
though that's
you.
completely opposed to my experience at high school.
Well, we're not in high school, so that's okay.
Thank God.
And nobody in high school is probably listening to this podcast either, so it's
Not my
fine.
high school anyway.
No.
Oh, that's true.
No, nobody. Your friends, though, that graduated with you might be.
They might be.
Might
They
be.
might be.
That
Hey,
tracks.
horror story.
Yeah, horror story.
Okay.
Back to the horror story.
So let me tell you,
Okay.
if I have to give you one tip, it is please, for the love of God, get a will and a power of attorney and a representation agreement.
Is that 3 different things?
They're 3 different things. They're
There's
a
another
triad.
triad. Another triad.
It's a triad of documents that you need in order to have your stuff squared away, whether you are alive or dead.
okay.
if
But
you're-
you can't get it once you're dead.
No, I mean, once you're dead, you can't sign documents. I mean, that'd
have
be
to get
kind of
it
scary.
before.
You should, I would advise you to get these documents before you die.
Good advice.
Thank you. That one is, you can definitely rely on that piece of legal
Take
advice.
that advice. Yeah.
Regardless of who you are. So a will is great, and it says what we're going to do with your stuff after you're
Will
dead.
and Grace. Like that's a
Will and
good
Grace.
show. It's a good
You're
one.
dating yourself.
Right. That's okay.
I actually ran into the guy who plays Will
What?
at an IGA or something in Vancouver one time.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause
He's
he
so
lived there.
cute.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Anyways, horror story.
Horror
Focus.
story. Get a will. A will is great for when you die because it says what we're going to do with your stuff when you're dead.
Right.
You won't care because you're dead, but you may care while you're still alive. The other 2 documents are pretty important too, but they only have power if you're alive. So what happens if you get hit by a bus or you get super sick? Who's going to pay your mortgage? Who's got legal authority to pay your mortgage?
Don't you have insurance on there? Oh, to make the payment.
To make the payment. Or if you own a business,
Yeah.
who's going to step in and pay your staff,
Right.
pay your lease? You don't have somebody to do that, you are in trouble.
So that's power of attorney.
That is a power of
Very
attorney.
important.
And if you are on life support and you maybe don't want to be kept on that, or you even more importantly, perhaps you do want to be kept
Oh
on that.
shit! Don't pull the plug.
Yeah, really good idea if you let those wishes be known before. You can no longer communicate or sign a document. And so, as I said, I think I said earlier, like, don't leave your loved ones in the position where they don't even have time or capacity to mourn you or like be sad about you or be by your bedside because they're having to run around taking care of your shit.
So crappy.
It's really horrible.
And it seems like it has to all be done right then, and you don't get that time to mourn and be sad. You have to focus on all that shit.
Yeah,
You don't-
especially in the case where someone's sick and they're not
Yeah.
dead.
Oh, right.
So you still have to, deal with their stuff.
So
Don't
power
do
of
that.
attorney gives somebody else the power to go in and like do all the bills and all the payments and banking and anything that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Pay your
that is
kids
important.
school tuition fees, sell your house, renew your mortgage. What happens if you can't renew your mortgage because you're in a coma? Shit.
Would you lose your house if you didn't have one?
You could.
It would just be gone.
Well, you could if you're in a coma for a long time, but for example, that mortgage situation, if you don't sign a renewal of your mortgage, what usually happens is that it just automatically renews at a horrible interest rate,
Right.
and then they take all your money.
Right.
So do you want that?
No.
Shut up. Get a power of
Don't
attorney.
take my money.
There's a lot of those things out there.
What about, so I did a will
Good.
on the computer.
Oh no.
This is long before I met
Chelsea.
you. So this is what I want to ask you. Is it garbage? But
Well-
so I signed up to this thing.
Oh,
It was
shit.
like $40 a month for all these legal contracts, whatever. I signed up. I did a bunch. My separation agreement was one of them. And then
Can I talk about that?
Yeah.
Your separation agreement was
Shit.
crap.
It was shit. It was garbage.
Sorry.
Okay, so that was from that. And I did all these things in a week because it's a monthly fee, and then I canceled. I'm like, oh, I'll just get all these things. So I'm like,
Clever.
I paid for the month. I might as well get my will out of it. And I think that's it. Probably the two most important: separation agreement and a will, I think. And so it's on my computer, like just in case I die. I'm like, this is a will.
Your will is on your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie. Okay, we got to talk about that. That is not a valid will. You can't have a Word document with your will in it.
It's not a Word document. It's
Okay.
saved. It's this contract, or it's this thing saved from this website.
No.
Which, well, we know my ex. It's probably, he'd look at him like, okay, whatever you say. Like, it's legal. But, like, for it actually to be legal, I'm sure it's not. I just thought, well, I'll just do it. So it's written out, and my wishes are written out somewhere on my computer that no one can access because no one knows my passwords. But it's fine in case
Let's
someone
get that
hacks
cleared
it.
up. No.
Someone has to hack in, but it's on there. FYI, if I die, it's on my computer.
God. Okay, I'll try and remember that.
Okay, I might have printed out a copy.
You should
I
print
don't
out
know.
a copy.
But it's ridiculous. It's all the things that I want for my son,
Okay.
but I, like, 10% co-parent. So I don't really think it would hold up anyways if I died, because he automatically would have all the rights, right?
It depends, but probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Let me look at your
useless.
stuff and I can actually give you a real,
So I
not
feel
on
like
a
I'm gonna
podcast
get
advice.
a real will done up with you.
No pressure.
No, there's
Just because you
none.
bought me some drinks, you
No,
don't have to also
some
have.
horse manure. I didn't really buy any.
That's right.
drinks.
You should definitely. Yeah, you owe me a favor for that horse piss.
I owe you a will for that horse manure garbage.
No,
Okay,
seriously
so
though,
that
that's
wouldn't hold up.
no.
So that's good to know because this is like a thing that's advertised.
Okay,
Lawyer,
I
like,
make
it's legal, all the
so
stuff.
much money from those,
From those
do-it-yourself disasters. Honestly, like
Good to know.
if you're ever worried about, if you ever want to avoid paying a lawyer money, you should definitely pay a lawyer to do your will because I have made. It sounds really flippant and
No,
shitty,
it's
but
not.
I have made like
It's true.
20 times more money from people who did the do-it-yourself separation agreements.
For having to fix things.
Fix things because they're total garbage.
I thought mine was pretty good.
No, it wasn't.
Just garbage.
No, it was, and of course I won't give details. But
You can give details.
well,
Just
no, I
bring it
feel
on.
like that would be rude. But
It's not, to who? Me? I'm saying do it. I want to know. Let's.
well, for example,
School me.
a typical thing that I'll see in a do-it-yourself
Yeah.
separation agreement is like somebody will waive spousal support
Yeah.
in exchange for what they think is another concession elsewhere, like more child support.
Right.
So you think that $1 in this column is the same as $1 in that column, and it's not.
No. Totally.
So then what happens 5 minutes later is dude starts to complain or chick starts to complain, oh, I lost my job or I've got less income now, so I want to reduce my child support amount.
Yeah.
And then you go in and what do you say? What do you say to that? There's nothing you can say to that because child support under the law is a function of the payer's income.
Look at this British accent. It's coming out.
Oh, is it? Oh, dear.
Who's this British lawyer that I have on the show? So fancy.
So here you are thinking, you're probably thinking,
Okay, so there's nothing you can say to that. You're saying you. So there's nothing you personally, like the lawyer can't do anything about it, or there's nothing like the mom can do about it. Who can't say anything about
nothing. So in this example,
it? Yeah, use
mom,
mine. Like
okay,
I
I'll
am
use your
100%
example.
giving permission. It's not confidential for me.
Okay.
That's the only
As
reason
long as
you're
you're cool with
saying
it.
I'm 100% cool with it.
Okay. So in yours, for example,
Yeah.
you waived spousal support in exchange for more child support.
I didn't waive it.
Well,
He did.
That's right. But you
Right.
signed it without legal advice,
Right.
which, but that's okay. So you waived it. And once
Yeah.
you've waived it, you've waived it. It's
Right.
gone.
It's gone.
Why? You waive it goodbye.
Bye-bye.
So then you thought that you were waiving that, but you were going to get it back by having more child support.
Yeah.
But then what happened?
Right.
Buddy lost his job or got a different
Right.
job and started complaining
Just
he's
as
got no
useless.
money.
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard that story before.
Right. It's a first.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, a
First
shocker.
For dads. What?
It doesn't seem to matter what gender you are. If you're a child support payer or a spousal support payer, you don't like paying.
Right.
So you find any reason to try and, get out of paying. And, you ended up not getting as much money because he was able to correctly say, well, child support should flow from my income, which is now less.
But he hasn't. He just decided.
Well, yeah. Well, he just decided or whatever.
So if you
can't
are-
enforce it,
You can't.
which means
I
it's
don't-
gone.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But if he had left it on the half and half, because what he did, he being the ex, whatever, he had put, or I had filled it out because I printed it off this cool site that I had signed up for. So I wrote it in half on the spousal support side, half on the child support side. When he saw it, he's like, oh, fuck you. Crossed out the spousal support one, like, fuck you, I'm not paying that, and doubled the child support section and then signed it. I'm like, okay, whatever. It doesn't, like, it's all going to the same person, the
Right.
6-year-old, the child, the 2-year-old at the time. It's all going to the 2-year-old. It's like, shouldn't matter, but whatever. And then I found out, well, spousal support you had to pay tax on. Child support you didn't. So I was like, cool, you just made a mistake by doing that. So if he had left it the 50% on one and 50% on other, if his job lowered his income or whatever, how would that have changed like spousal support? He would still have to pay it? Or?
He would still have to pay spousal support. Well, it's a little bit more complicated with spousal support,
Yeah.
but he'd still have to pay.
Yeah.
Maybe less. But if in the future his income went back up,
Then
then
that
you
would go
could
back up.
claim an increase in the spousal support.
Right.
But because you waived it, it's gone forever.
Bye-bye.
So
Which
then
is
it's
fine.
only ever
in
child
this
support.
case, it's fine. But yeah, if you really should be getting spousal support, don't waive it then.
Right. And so you instead of taking spousal support and you took double child support or more child support, but
For like a day.
for like a day. But unfortunately, because he was technically overpaying the child
Right.
support amount, you can't enforce the
Right.
extra. So you just ended up
Right.
with half of what you
Because
thought you were getting.
Right. Yes.
wah,
So if it
wah.
was the other way, he would have needed to be paying both. I
That's
see.
right.
I
And there's
see.
lots
I'm not
of
a
little
fighter,
landmines.
so that's fine. But for people that need to fight and deserve it, you need to go see Joe at Breakwater Law because this online lawyer contracts for $39.99.
Well, you
It's
should
not
get a
good.
refund.
You know what?
That cost you
I'm
a lot of money.
divorced like 7 years later, so I'm fine. Whatever, it's fine.
It's not, it's not funny, right? But now it's been years, and you probably don't feel shitty about it or much anymore.
No.
But I work with a lot of people, especially women, who at the time that they're trying to separate from their spouse, I hear this over and over. They just want it to be done,
Right.
and so much gets left on the table.
Because you don't want to, it's not worth fighting
Not
sometimes.
worth fighting,
Yeah.
or the expense of fighting is so much,
And
or they
the
don't want to
stress
poke
of
the
it.
bear. I hear that all the time.
I'm pretty sure I said that almost once.
Come to me, let
Yeah.
me poke the bear. And we're
Joe
not going
will
to poke the bear.
She'll stab him.
That sounds murderous and or dirty, but
You
But-
just hear what you hear, and that's fine.
it sucks because years later, these people
Yeah.
will often come back and say, shit, I really regret not making a stand when I had the chance, because now, after a few years, they see how much financially, how far behind financially that they are from their spouse. Right. And
And
they're
it
like,
could have been
"Fuck."
different.
Yeah.
So
Like,
if you
why
have the
didn't
right lawyer, it could be different.
Yeah, and it's not always just the right lawyer. I mean, lots of lawyers, like, you know, if it's my client and my client is saying, hey man, I know that you're advising me to take spousal support and I know this is a big deal, but I really, really don't want to do it. And here's why.
Yep.
Well, I can tell you, this is a bad idea. Here's why you should do it, but I'm not your mother. And if you want to do that, you go ahead. Because I also understand that it's not just about money.
Yeah.
It's about like your dignity and your emotional and mental energy and all of those things.
And what's worth it when
Yes.
you're fighting with a narcissistic asshole.
Yes. Those are difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why having a lawyer is handy because
Mm-hmm.
you technically don't have to.
No, you're hiring someone
do it.
else to
Yeah.
do that for you and to be a bit of a shit shield. And it's
A literal poop shield.
there. I brought shit into the
pictured it.
conversation again.
A poop shield. It's getting thrown at you, and you've got the shield protecting you. I love it.
Yeah, you got someone else
was
in
a
your
good
corner.
visual.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. Now I'm seeing the visual,
Yeah,
and I
like,
regret my
right?
choice.
No, don't regret anything. You can't regret this podcast.
No,
That's good.
Just all the poop.
There's a lot of poop talk, but I have
Yeah.
a almost 7-year-old boy, so to be fair, it is always the conversation in this house.
This is true.
poop.
My
And
same
yours
in my,
is- yeah, yours is
poop,
7.
farts,
Yeah.
and penises.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, 24/7.
And boobies.
And boobies too,
apparently,
yeah. Yeah. 7-year-olds are the best. I actually rather enjoy it. It
They're
gives me an
very
outlet
fun.
from my silly side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to talk about gross things and it's fine. You just have to kind of train them that it's not okay in other scenarios. It's only okay in the house.
Like not at school,
only
buddy.
here with your cousins and your aunties and your grandmas, but it's not appropriate in other places.
No.
Yeah.
Have you managed to train away from the like inappropriate groping or touching or something like
Of
that?
themselves or of other people?
Usually of me,
Yeah.
you know, that's not appropriate, buddy. I've
Right.
said it like 1,000 times, but it still happens.
Yes.
Help me out.
Yes. Oh no, mine. They have this school counselor, I guess she is, and she apparently taught them the word boobies. Like that's fucking ridiculous, and that is not a word that's ever allowed in
Boobies.
this house. That's so. I'm not gonna say stupid, but it's so silly.
Yeah.
They're breasts. They're not boobies. And to tell a little kid, like, it's just, no, like, we talk about all the body parts as they are.
Yeah.
We look at medical anatomy books. Like, it's
Good.
a body. I'm a boudoir photographer. He's grown up seeing photos of women in lingerie. He's not, like, it's not a taboo thing for him. But
Great.
now he's come home with the word boobies. Like, where in the hell did you learn that?
Yeah.
Oh, at school. Okay, no. It's not, and then now he tries to touch my boobies. I
Yeah.
touched your boobie. I'm like, first of all, so there's two things. Like you shouldn't, and it's not a boobie. Okay, so you touched my breast, and that's not appropriate. But it's so hard because then you're like, you don't want to make bodies
Yeah.
shameful or weird, and they're so confusing.
I know.
But don't touch my boobs.
Please don't touch my boobs.
Don't touch my boobs. But there's nothing sexual or weird about boobs, but just don't touch girls' boobs. It's so hard.
It is
Parenting
hard.
is
It is so hard.
It is.
Okay, I have flown a plane and I've commanded a warship. Parenting is way harder than both of those things.
Why have you done either of those things?
I
Why
took
have you
flying
commanded
lessons.
a warship?
I was an officer in the Navy.
What the hell?
Yeah.
There's so much I don't know about you.
That was pretty cool.
That is very cool.
I wish I'd continue
I already
with
knew
it.
you were cool, but I didn't know about that. Oh my word.
Yeah, I spent like over 12 years in the military.
What?
Yeah.
After Hong Kong?
After Hong Kong, yeah, I joined up as soon as I
Right
came to
after.
Canada, yeah. Yeah, first I was
in
in
Edmonton?
No, I was in Vancouver, thank
Okay.
goodness. Who would ever move to Edmonton? Sorry.
My friend.
Oh, I'm
my good
sorry.
friend. Yeah.
I couldn't live there. It's
Me
too
neither.
too cold.
It's horrible.
Oh, actually, I went to Edmonton for
ugly.
my boot camp the first time
Yeah.
when I was in the military. Because I joined the infantry because it was the hardest core thing I could think of doing. But when I came
bad
from Hong
bitch.
Kong, I was like a tank.
Yeah.
I had like a 6-pack. I had just come off the World Rugby Sevens representing Hong Kong. I was like
Nice.
uber sports person, blah, blah, blah.
You're a big deal.
I was then.
I'm going to drink this horse maneuver.
Okay.
So
You must be desperate over
excited
there for
about
drinking
this.
that thing.
big deal that you are.
Well, I
Just-
was a
do you
bit of
want
a big
half?
deal back in the
Do you
day.
want half of this?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, no, I was a pretty big deal back then when I was,
You
17,
still are.
18.
You're still a big deal.
Well, I'm
With
big in a different way now.
Education behind you,
Yes.
which is huge. It's
That's
bigger
true.
than muscle.
Well, that's true.
It's way bigger.
Thankfully, because I have more of education than I do muscle
And
at this
that
point.
is a big deal.
Yeah.
That makes more money. Well, sometimes.
Yeah,
Depends.
I don't know.
Depends.
I'd
If
say
you're
law
in
is
NFL,
not what
but-
it's cracked up to be. But
Right.
yeah, I went to boot camp in Wainwright, Alberta, which I
Wainwright.
can personally attest is the asshole of the universe,
Okay.
with a lot of mosquitoes.
The worst. And they're massive.
They're so big.
Massive.
I thought
They
Hong
kill
Kong
you,
mosquitoes
basically.
were huge. No, those were bigger.
What about Australia?
I don't remember.
Okay.
No, I
You're
wasn't
in the
worried about
middle.
it. It's too dry for a lot of mosquitoes there. I remember the redback spiders.
Yeah,
though.
but other gross things.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Kangaroos, snakes, and shitty
Gross.
Spiders in
Gross
your
and
pool.
gross.
Yeah.
Ew.
But
This is our longest podcast ever. and
Oh, no.
I love it. I love
Okay.
it. No, I'm having so much fun. We're going to keep going. Did you have to get home tonight?
no, but feel free to edit out the parts where I talked
not.
about poop.
I'm not editing it out.
okay.
No, it's all in. I don't edit. This is raw footage.
Raw footage. I love it.
Raw poop, manure, alcohol footage.
Fantastic. I love it. Oh, well, I'll say
Oh, that's so bad. So bad. It's still
I
gross.
can smell it from here.
I thought it would be better after the lone tree, and it's worse.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Worse.
Ugh. Wrap up.
I'm getting let's wrap up over here. So,
I don't want to spit your ear off.
are you
here.
bored? Are you bored?
No,
Am
not
I
at
boring
all.
you?
No, like you know,
goodness.
we could chat all night. I'd be very happy.
Gosh, I feel like we should have. I'm just opening my first drink,
Definitely your first drink.
obviously. It's the Gold Solo cups.
Yes.
They fill me up.
They're inspiring.
You don't know the Toby Keith song?
No.
Red Solo Cup?
No, I don't.
No. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's not Shania Twain, but it is another country artist. but
Okay.
It's fine. But he sings about the red solo cups.
Oh.
And so when I found the gold ones, I was just very excited. Anyways, long story short, they're nice cups. Okay, so we were talking about Wainwright.
Yeah. Oh, they're for boot camp.
Boot camp, yes.
Boot camp.
Right.
That was really fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you came to Vancouver, not here.
No, I was in Vancouver for 10 years,
Okay.
doing my schooling at UBC and doing lots of military stuff, lots of stuff at UBC, and I moved to Victoria for law school.
At
And then-
UVic.
Yeah, UVic. Like everybody else, I fell in love with the city and stayed. Well, I actually went back to Vancouver for a hot minute where
Yeah.
I was at a fancy downtown law firm, but it didn't really fit my personality, honestly.
No, didn't
So-
like the plaid.
No, they didn't like my plaid.
Assholes. I hate them.
Yeah, you know, I was working all the time. I think I worked like 12, 13-hour days. And
As like everyone who's not a lawyer just assumes lawyers do. Like it's 24/7 basically.
Yeah.
If you watch any TV, you
Yeah.
know lawyers work their asses off. Lawyers and doctors, like the two hardest, longest houred professions.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, they really
And
do.
it is. It
Most
still
lawyers
is
do.
here. Like
Yeah, even in Victoria,
Yeah.
most lawyers work really long days.
yeah.
My firm is more of a 9 to 5
That's it.
island lifestyle firm, so
Nice.
we have
West Coast.
appropriate boundaries.
Yeah, nice.
And we try not to work ourselves into the ground.
So important.
Yeah, because you can't give good advice to people when you're burned out and you're just flitting from one thing to the next.
And you can't keep good staff that
No.
are happy to be there and work hard if they're overworked.
That's right.
So if you're making sure that they're happy and not overworked, then that's why your team is so kick-ass.
Well, we think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And if I think so, that's like, it's like we have some listeners in India. They'll be happy
Well, that's cool.
to hear about that.
Well, I don't want to make you jealous, but our firm, you know,
What?
at least for the legal, the lawyers, we have a 4-day work week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous because I have like a 1-day work week.
Yeah, you're
but
self-employed. Yeah.
I make my own hours, but a 4-day work week. Okay.
Yeah, we're
no
trying it out.
weekends.
No work on weekends. I
But
mean,
not a Friday because you have happy hour on Friday.
well, we have happy hour, so maybe it's more like a 3.5 day. But yeah, we sometimes you got to work on weekends because if you have a trial coming up,
Right.
you're working as
Yeah,
long as it takes to do a
24/7.
proper job.
Like I've been trying to reach you and you're like, sorry, I'm just in this thing. And it was very like 24/7. Like it was a stressful thing.
I had a big,
Yeah.
hairy trial that was coming
Yeah.
up.
This was not the napkin case.
Not the Natkin case. No, this was a
No,
family law trial,
different one,
particularly
yeah.
gnarly.
Gnarly.
One. I won't give any details, but
Gnarly just dated you.
oh, I know. It's like, you can tell I'm from the 90s, can't you?
Gnarly.
Gnarly. It was so bad.
Yeah,
I was
it
very
sounded bad.
happy when it got adjourned.
Yes.
Well, no, it got canceled because we came to a settlement.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
you're
then
awesome.
I was finally able to return your calls, Chelsea.
Well,
Sorry.
that's fine. Like I was patient. I felt for you. Like this seemed like it was a good one. It was a doozy.
It was a doozy. It was a couple
Gnarly
days there.
doozy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's done.
It's done.
And now you can be here drinking with me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've got one more trial coming up.
Oh, good.
And then it's pretty smooth sailing after that.
So our trial's back in person now?
Yes, they are.
Amazing. Do you like that
Yay.
better? Or did you like your Zoom in your underwear?
Gotta say the underwear Zoom was pretty
Really?
compelling.
Like,
Yeah.
could you actually give your... I like to watch a lot of shows. I'm like a Netflix, and I like lawyer shows and doctor shows. So like Grey's Anatomy and Criminal Minds isn't a lawyer, but what's the other one? Special Victims Unit.
Yeah, love that one.
What's the name of it though?
Oh, Law and Order.
Law and Order. Thank you. So Law and Order, Criminal Minds, Grey's Anatomy. My 3 favorites.
Yeah.
So like I know about courtrooms.
Oh, God.
Obviously.
Everything happens immediately.
Yeah, it's just like in the hospitals, there's no nurses anywhere. It's always doctors. But anyways, so now I totally lost my train of thought. I forget what I was saying.
You've had too many urinal
my
pucks.
Lord, I've had I dumped it. I didn't even finish it. I have a different one. What was I saying? Oh,
You were
my
talking
word.
about Grey's Anatomy and
Before
lawyers and
that,
doctors.
Before that. That's okay.
I have undiagnosed ADHD, so I don't think I can remember what happened.
I also have undiagnosed ADHD, so yeah, that's why there's so many things on the go. But what was it? Oh wow, focus.
I can't help you here because
gone.
I'm drawing a blank. As soon as I get stressed out about stuff like this, I can't remember.
Are you stressed out?
Well, as soon as somebody asks me to recall something specific,
Oh my God.
unless I'm in court, which I've thankfully over the years developed schemas and ways to deal with this, but just interpersonally.
Thank you. You reminded me. Now
Okay,
I know.
tell me. There you go.
Okay. So in court, when you're on a Zoom call and you're like talking to the judge and you're throwing out your stuff, but it's on a computer and you're in your underwear versus in a
yes,
courtroom
sometimes.
in your suit, or do you wear flat in the courtroom?
We're supposed to.
Did I say flat? Plaid.
I don't wear plaid in the courtroom because I think
No.
it doesn't match the dress code.
No.
But I do wear a nice shirt and
Yeah.
a jacket.
Yeah.
I do wear pants just in case I have to stand up.
Good. Yeah.
But
unless you have nylons, I guess it's better. But if you don't, you want to have pants on.
yeah, I'm not really a nylon kind of person because
No, I
my
don't think
leg
so.
hair will just poke right through, and that's embarrassing.
That is not fun. No.
The best trial I ever did, it wasn't during COVID, but it was over the phone, and I did it from France.
What?
Yeah.
Where in France?
Paris, of course.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No.
There's some friends of my family
Paris?
owned. I know. I'm sorry. They own like a 15th century. It's not a mansion. It's a small house. It's like a
Yeah.
cottage
Nice.
with a 15th century church right at the
my
bottom of the
word.
garden. And they needed a house sitter. So out of the kindness of my heart, I volunteered.
So kind of you.
And so I lived there for like 3 weeks. And I just went there and I did all my legal practice.
And you
and
did your court.
I did my
from
court on the
France.
phone.
On the phone.
on the phone. And I was wearing my pajamas.
Yeah, as you
And
should be.
it was fantastic because I didn't have to look at anybody. Nobody was looking at me. I didn't feel self-conscious. So I was able to like walk around and gesticulate without
Yeah.
being embarrassed. And I kicked ass.
Yeah.
It was the
course you
best
did.
trial. Yeah. Fantastic.
Interesting. Because I
So-
feel like if I was to be a lawyer, which I wanted to be, but then I took like half a semester of it, and I'm like, nope, that's a little too much school for me.
Good dodge.
Yeah, but I thought that the courtroom part would be the most fun. Like you do all the shitty behind the scenes paperwork, hours and hours of like highlighting and all the stuff of paperwork. The courtroom would be like the most rewarding part. Like you get to present and you get to like talk to everybody and no. And I'm like waving my hands around right now. Like, yes, like I'm Elle Woods at Legally Blonde
Yes.
in the courtroom.
Well,
Yeah.
it
so you're
does
the
feel really
opposite.
good. No, I really love being in the courtroom, but
Okay.
to be a really good courtroom lawyer, you
Yeah.
have to be really prepared.
Totally.
And a lot of lawyers, like they see shows and they think, or like they're just not prepared, or they don't want to put the work in, or they can't. To be fair, because their clients can't afford to pay them for all those hours, and so they kind of go in there and
bombs.
shoot from the hip. Which is, it's. I'm not going to say anything negative about that because it is what it is, but it's not ideal. You want to go in there, you want to do your homework, you want
Where
to
do you
know
wanna shoot
what the
from?
law is.
Up here? The boobs?
No,
Not
they're
from the
not
hips.
boobies, they're breasts.
Right. Don't shoot from the boobies because that's an inappropriate term.
Yes.
Hip? What do you want to shoot from?
Well,
Like you
you
said,
want to shoot
from
from
the hip is bad.
a very well prepared, cannon or something.
Yeah.
That you've meticulously set up,
Yeah.
and
Of course. Like anyone on the TV shows are prepared when they show up to court.
they seem like
Some,
it, don't they?
Most of them, yeah.
But you mostly see them making grand speeches and stuff, which is
Huge
all
speeches.
grand, but
Not
that's not
real.
really what being a lawyer is
so
about.
disappointed. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't
Yeah.
suffer through school because I with ADHD. How do you do that with that?
I actually don't know if I have ADHD, but I'm pretty sure I
No,
do.
you do. Like, do you watch TikTok? Because if you
No.
watch some of those, you'll diagnose yourself.
Oh,
like
God.
I've done. I've
No.
done it, and it's true. It's true.
I was
Watch
just
a
I
bit
was
of TikTok.
talking to my kid psychologist the other day because we're having him assessed for ADHD, and she sat there and described my childhood,
Okay.
and I started to cry, and I just realized that that was me, and
She described your childhood.
well, not literally. She was
Right.
describing like typical characteristics of a kid with ADHD, and
Your 7-year-old or the teenager?
my
Oh,
7-year-old.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I saw myself, I heard myself in every single thing, and it was very surprising and very moving. And I realized, shit, yeah, that's absolutely me. And so many women who have ADHD go undiagnosed
For
because
sure.
it's not very, you can't spot it so easily in women. At least you couldn't back then.
Yeah.
I was a kid in the 80s.
Right.
So
If you
people just
watch
thought,
TikTok now for free. So I saved money. Unlike
Yeah.
you. I just watched a couple TikTok videos of it and I diagnosed myself.
there you go.
You could have saved your son some money.
Well, I
Or
could have.
yourself some money.
Yeah, but I think you need the diagnosis before you can get medicated. So.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So now that
Yeah.
he's got a diagnosis, I'm going to see if
Yeah.
I'm right, and maybe I do have it as well, get a
Yeah.
diagnosis. But
But I think as adults, like you can function differently and you can just, if you know it, you can move things around differently where you don't need to be medicated, where a child that's learning and functioning, it's different. Obviously.
Absolutely.
An adult with ADHD is, you're just a little bit more excited. Like you have a few more plans and a few more exciting things going on and you suck at a few more things. I think it's different for kids though. Like it's
I think
harder
so.
for kids.
Yeah, you got-
Adults, it's like, oh, this is me. Fuck you if you don't like
you don't
it.
like it,
Start a podcast. That's fine.
be self-employed.
Exactly.
Totally.
Be self-employed, start a podcast, and add a few other adventures in there, and you're good.
Yeah, right on.
And I love it.
Yeah.
But as a little kid, that's way different. It's harder.
I wish I'd had that knowledge when I was a kid, and my parents did, because I got in trouble all the time.
Did
I was
you?
sort of like labeled a bad kid in school. I was always
Just bored.
People call me forgetful. I was always disorganized. I was always staring out the window. I could never remember anything.
And now you're the fucking lawyer of Victoria.
Yeah.
Kicking ass.
Well, I am kicking ass.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
proud of myself.
And
yeah.
you should be. You
Thanks.
very should be. I'm very proud of you. Your
you.
whole firm, like you have an entire firm. And I won't just say this, like I'm not just taking pictures of one or two people. I'm constantly taking pictures of lawyers joining your firm. It's amazing.
Thanks.
Like, you're doing great.
Thank
And
you.
you have an amazing firm and nobody's an asshole. They're all amazing. It's a very lovely environment. And it's just like, even if you don't need a lawyer, go see Joe. Happy hour. I'm not going to say when because I don't want you to take my spot there. But it's just, it's true. Like it's different. Like it just feels different with you.
Thanks. Yeah. We're really hoping to distinguish ourselves from other lawyers. And
Yeah.
like I say, we wear jeans. We do drop the occasional F-bomb.
F-bomb.
And we're going to talk to you in a way that is actually English, and you'll understand what we're
Not
talking
Latin.
about. Not definitely not Latin.
Cantonese, because that was very confusing. Please do not talk to me in Cantonese.
I promise I will not.
It was very bad.
I might say a rude word right now, but then
Let's
some
hear
of
it.
your
Let's hear
listeners
that
will.
one. Yeah. We only have listeners in India.
Oh
Not
shit! I don't
in
speak any Hindi or Punjabi. I'm afraid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um, if you-
None in Hong Kong, I don't think.
No. Okay. Well, law's very big in Hong Kong. Look, if you want to be rude in Hong Kong, you want to tell someone to fuck you.
Yeah.
You say "Tiu le lomo." Actually, that's
Can't even repeat
Actually,
that.
I'm not even going to say what that is. "Tiu le." Fuck you.
Are you saying it D or T?
"Tiu tiu."
You can't even tell
D,
me
D,
what
D.
letter it is. D?
Like dew, like Mountain
I'm
Dew.
totally like creeping out her mouth right now. I'm looking like,
That's
what are you
good.
doing?
Tiu.
Deal.
Diu.
Do you?
Or you can say Bangzhou, which means
Bangzhou.
you're a dick.
That's easier. Bangzhou. I like that one. Bangzhou. That's my favorite.
Diu
Bangzhou.
lei.
That's way easier than all the other shit
Bangzhou.
you said.
But don't confuse Bangzhou with Beizhou, which is beer. I made that mistake one time.
Oh my God, no.
I've made that mistake a few times, actually.
So you told the server they're a dick instead of asking
Well,
for
I
beer?
actually ordered a dick. I tried to order a beer, but I
Which
ordered a
wouldn't
dick.
work for you. Like I might need to learn that if I ever go there.
I'm
not the
not
worst.
averse to the occasional Bangzhou. But
So Bangzhou is dick, not
Bangzhou.
you're a dick.
that's right.
So it's just
Bangzhou.
dick.
But if you shout it in the right way,
Right,
of
it's
course you're saying you're a
saying, like,
dick.
you're a dick. So it's
Hey,
just saying
Bangzhou, dick. Yeah.
Bangzhou.
Yeah.
I want Bangzhou.
Oh, no.
So that's different. That's different.
I don't know how to say I want, so this is probably why I get in trouble.
This got so inappropriate.
Sorry.
No,
you can edit
don't
this
say
part
so.
out.
I am not editing a thing out. Bangzhou.
Bangzhou.
Not
There you go.
editing Bangzhou out either.
Okay, well, that is a good one.
That's a good one.
Remember,
And that's
Bangzhou,
easy to say.
Beizhou, not the same
Beizhou
thing.
is beer.
Yes.
And I don't like beer, so I'm going to go with Bangzhou.
Okay.
Because I like Bangzhou.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of Bangzhous in Hong Kong. Approximately 8 million to be exact.
8 million Bangzhous in Hong Kong?
Actually, no, that's not true. The population of Hong Kong is 8 million. So
that's
they
not
don't
true.
all have a Bangzhou.
No, they don't all have a Bangzhou.
Not to my knowledge, anyway.
What is the population of Bangzhou in Victoria? Do we know?
There's a myth out there that there are more women and men.
Oh, it's not a myth.
No, I think it's a
very
myth.
true.
I don't think it's that
It's
skewed.
100% true.
Well, people are
way more women than men.
I guess I don't know if I would know or you would know.
I don't think you would know. I think I would know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think I would notice all the women around, but you probably notice the lack of men more than I notice.
So
the women,
I
'cause
don't now.
I already have a wife.
I don't now at this age, but when I was early 20s and single in this city, it was very lame.
Really?
So lame. It was like 20 women to one Bangzhou. This is very different. Now I don't give a shit because I'm almost 40. It's different. You're looking at different things. But
Yeah.
back then it was very much like this is not the city to be a single woman in.
Oh man.
Not at all. And I think it's the same now. It's not. Yeah, there's no Bangzhou. There's not a lot of Bangzhou.
I'm sorry about your lack of Bangzhou.
I love this word, Bangzhou.
It's a good word, isn't
It
Yeah.
might be the title of this episode.
Bangzhou. Wait, that means if you title that means I'm a dick.
No, it doesn't. It just means dick.
Okay, that's true. It just
right?
means, yeah, you're
Okay,
right. See, look,
that's
you're
not-
doing a better job at Cantonese than
Right,
I am already.
I'm very fluent in Cantonese.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, on that
你是
note,
講廣東話
what
你識
did
講
you say
你識
now?
講廣東話 Now you can speak
Lisa Gangwa Hana.
你識講
Lisa Gang
廣東話
Quindaha.
I didn't even do that. A great
didn't
job.
do
I
that.
did a better
Great
job
job.
than you. But of course I should. Anyway, that means now you speak Cantonese. 你識講
Bangzhou.
Okay.
Okay.
Lisa Gong Bangzhou.
Lisa
You
Gong
can speak
Bangzhou.
Bangzhou.
I can speak dick. Okay. We're going to wrap this up.
All right. Thanks for
And
having me.
So, okay. So, I think I kind of don't even want to say your business name.
Oh no. So
I do, but so Bangzhou aside,
Yeah.
like that is this is a friend conversation, but seriously, everyone listening, I can't recommend a better, amazing law firm than Breakwater Law in Victoria, BC with Jo and her whole team. Super amazing and kick-ass, and they'll get your shit done, but they'll also teach you Bangzhou in Cantonese if you need to. So how could you not want to hire them for your wills, your divorces, if it comes to that, your business stuff? Like, I can't say enough good things about this, your law firm, and you. So thank you for joining.
thank you.
Thank you for teaching me Bangzhou. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it. And Bangzhou to you.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to Don't Mind If We Do. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next week.